Chapter 5. An all-nighter after River moves his car. He and Moon make themselves comfortable on the sofa first. Moon says, "How did you know about the fight I had when I was a freshman?" River answers, "Dr. Garcia told me that first day when we saw you confront those 3 guys bullying that freshman by the lockers in the hall just before second period." Moon says, "Dr. Garcia is a nice man, but I don't think he's well-liked by some of the teachers, especially the older ones. Probably because he doesn't threaten the students the way the older teachers do. He's much more rational and tries to work things out verbally and logically." River agrees. "That was my first impression of him, but I was worried it might just be a front he puts on for new students. I'm glad to know that is actually who he is." River takes out his phone, unlocks it, and hands it to Moon. "Can you put your information in my contacts list, please? I've been wanting it for a week, but you were playing hide and seek with me." He smiles. Moon snarls at him, but takes the phone and enters his information. He then dials his own number, and when his phone rings, he says, "There, now we have each other's info." He hands River's phone back to him and says, "I would like to know more about the story you started telling me about you becoming your tribe's shaman." River closes his eyes and says, "I think that story would need to be told while we are lying in bed. It will take a lot out of me, and I will be an emotional wreck. Before we go down that path, Dr. Garcia said Moonshine is not your real name, and if I wanted to know what it is, I should ask you. I know it's your Thai nickname, so now I'm asking. What is your legal name?" Moon says, "My real name is too difficult for most non-Thais to pronounce. Its literal English translation is moonlight that reflects off of the river, and that is why I go by Moonshine." River's eyes go wide with surprise. "Please tell me you're not joking." Moon is confused and says, "Why would I be joking about my name?" River responds, "I'm just surprised, because River Soul is my nickname, which my parents chose as a translation of my Comanche name. My real name translates as River Rapids that sparkle in the sunlight. River is the obvious first name translation, and Soul is Spanish for Sunday. It seems our names are also connected." Moon blows out a low whistle. "I think we were meant to meet each other and do what? Why has all of this happened? I'm not sure." River answers, "All I know is that I have never been drawn to someone in the past, and now I want to spend all my time with you. I've never dreamed about anyone else. I don't understand it either, but we definitely have multiple connections." There's only contemplative silence for a while. Eventually, Moon says, "Are you ready to finish telling your story?" River says, "I am, but first, do you think I could take a shower? I'm covered in nervous sweat from all the emotional drama we have gone through tonight." Moon stands and says, "Sure, let me get you a towel." Once River is in the shower, Moon lies on the bed and stares up at the ceiling. He was worried he would fall asleep, but he is wide awake from all the excitement they have been experiencing. River emerges from the bathroom, wrapped in his towel. "Do you have some shorts or boxers I can wear to bed? I usually just sleep naked, but I don't want to scare you." Moon says, "I always sleep naked also. Do you have a problem with that tonight? We've already said we aren't having sex. It's not about sex. It's just more comfortable sleeping naked." River laughs as he takes off the towel and reclines on the bed. "Just promise me you won't take advantage of me tonight while I'm asleep." Moon laughs and gets out of bed and heads to the bathroom. "It's my turn to take a shower. You better not be asleep when I get out, or I will take advantage of you." He winks at River and then closes the bathroom door. River mumbles, "We could have saved so much time by just taking a shower together." Once Moon is comfortably resting his head on River's arm and shoulder, River begins his story. "I already told you how I was named a shaman, so I want to skip to the hardest part of the story, my 13th birthday. No one except those at the reservation and my grandmother know this story. I have never told it before. You're the first to hear it. I would like to keep it a secret, even from Dr. Garcia. It's very emotional, so lend me some of your strength so that I can get through the whole thing." Moon snuggles into him, demonstrating that he will be by his side through it all. River continues, "My birthday was on a Saturday, and I had early morning soccer practice and would not be home until 10 o'clock or a little after. My family was planning a private birthday party for lunch, just the 5 of us. When I got home, River stops talking and starts to tremble and begins to cry. Moon holds him tight until he regains control. "I'm sorry." River sobs. I've never talked about this nightmare to anyone other than my grandmother and my therapist. Give me just a moment. Moon wraps his leg around River's and gently strokes his chest and stomach. Finally, River is able to speak again. When I got home and opened the door, there was blood everywhere. River wails out a cry and begins shaking again. Moon is in shock. He manages to croak out, "Oh, River, you don't have to say anymore. We don't have to talk about it." He begins softly cooing in River's ear, trying to calm him. River rolls over and wraps his arms around Moon and continues to cry for a few minutes. When River has his emotions under partial control, he whispers in Moon's ear, "I have to tell it. I just have to." He takes a few stuttering breaths before continuing the story. "I found their bodies stacked together in the kitchen. My mom, my dad, my little brother, and my little sister. I don't remember what happened after that, but the next thing I knew, I woke up in the hospital. They said I had been in some type of mental coma for several days. My grandmother was in the room with me. She had arrived from Canada the day before." He stops talking. Moon says, "What happened? I mean, why? Who would do such a thing?" This time River has anger in his voice. Two of the chief elder's sons were high on meth and went on a killing spree. River rolls back over to his back and stares into the darkness. "After a couple of days, my grandmother took me to Canada to live with her. I don't have a lot of memories from that first year with her, but I did have therapy sessions almost every day for months. I've tried to lock my 13th year away deep into the darkest recesses of my mind." "What happened to the meth heads?" Moon asked. River moans, "That was another fucked up mess. I learned most of this a couple of years later from my grandmother. Since Native American reservations are like many countries with their own law enforcement, the tribal elders try to cover it up. My grandmother had to use her connections with the U.S. Department of the Interior and the Justice Department to get them involved. She ended up suing the elders, and we finally settled that lawsuit when I was 16. The chief elder's sons are in a federal prison somewhere in Arizona. The money I got from that lawsuit enabled me to build my house on the family property not far from here, and I have enough money left to last me for quite a while. That and the trust fund inheritance my grandmother has set up for me means I don't have to actually work. Ever." Moon lets out a long sigh. Wow, that is a heart-wrenching story. No one should have to experience anything like that, especially at such a young age. He tightens his grip on River. "I know it still hurts, and it always will, but just know that I am here right by your side. We are in this together." River rolls over to look at the darkened silhouette of Moon lying next to him. "I don't want to talk anymore. I need a break. I want to know about how you learned your martial arts skills, especially the Thai kickboxing. Unless it's a family secret, I don't know of any gym or ring around here where you can learn those skills. Trust me, I've been looking." Moon gives a little fake laugh. "I'm the accidental child. I'm 10 years younger than Money. I'm the only one that was born here in the U.S. My dad had dual Thai and U.S. citizenship. He was a pilot with the U.S. Air Force stationed in Thailand as a fighter pilot trainer. He met and then married my mom while he was stationed there. Milk was born the first year they were together, and then 4 years later, Money was born. My dad retired, and the family moved here to Texas. He has relatives that live in Houston. He didn't like big cities, but he needed to be close to a military base where he could get his medical care and shop for cheaper groceries and other items. It's about a 2-hour drive to the nearest base in San Antonio. So we ended up here. I was born that first year here. My mother insisted on a traditional Thai education, at least for the first 6 or 8 years of schooling. Houston has a fairly large Thai community. From the age of 6, I lived with some relatives in Houston during the week and came home to Grotto every weekend. It was a hectic lifestyle. I didn't appreciate it at the time, but now I'm glad I had the opportunity to learn about my culture and all it had to offer. The image of me in the painting I showed you earlier is what I learned about historical Thai dress and how rich the Thai culture is. I was enrolled in Thai kickboxing classes and various other forms of martial arts. In fact, now that I know you're in MMA, I would love to spar with you." Rivers says, "Do you think you could get out of working here at the restaurant next Friday through Sunday? You need to show me Houston's Chinatown, and I think we could both use a break from Grotto for a while. You can show me the gym where you learned to fight, and I might even give you a chance to go at me." Moon smiles. "You're talking about a go at you in the ring, right? I'm beginning to think you're a big perv. River pulls him in close to him. They hold each other, unable to stay awake, and soon they drift off into a peaceful sleep just before the sun comes up.